welcome to Move Supply Chain's podcast called Supply Chain Moves. That's the title of our podcast, Supply Chain. So, welcome to our second episode for this month of October. The first episode this October, you heard from us, April and Liza.
Yes.
We were still in 3 different islands of the Philippines. I was in Manila. She's in Cebu. She's in Davao, which is Visayas, Mindanao, and Luzon. And now we're together here in Guangzhou. We've been here. They've been here for like 9 days.
10 days.
10 days now. And for us, the second batch, we arrived last Sunday. So it's our 4th day. Yeah. So we have, I think, we've visited around 10 vendors,
Yes.
all in all. And we've visited the Canton Fair Phase 1 and Phase 2. So the goal, that's why we're again gathering here, is to share with you our learnings for this second China visit that we have under Move Supply Chain. And then we also wanted to share our wins, what we've discovered to be effective in negotiation. So last April and May, we were able to visit few vendors, around probably 5 vendors. But this time it's a huge group for us right now. So we are around 10 team members who are here in Guangzhou and in visiting Guangdong province. And then we have different clients that we support in terms of negotiation, relationship building, product sourcing in Canton Fair. So that's what we're hoping to discuss in this episode that hopefully can support you or help you. If you're a D2C owner, if you're doing the supply chain yourself, you learn a lot from our experience here in China. If you're planning to visit in the future, it's also a very good opportunity that you can learn from us. So I think what I'm going to start with is I wanted to share the difference of this visit versus the last visit, because this visit, the first week we were with our client, Ikigai. So the owner of our client, Ikigai, actually traveled and then visited China, and he was supported by April and Liza, so that negotiation part or vendor audit, QA check for the actual product and the packaging of the product. And also they went to Canton Fair together. So I think my first question, Liza, for you is that you've seen the difference of you've seen the effect or the impact of visiting a vendor with and without the client with you. What makes this visit different? Yes.
Well, first, it's more efficient to have the client with you. I mean, visiting the factory, the vendors. Comparing to last visit, of course, we have pre-work, right? We get all the information from the client, all the data that we need in terms of negotiation. We had that, but it's really different when the client is here with us. I feel that we were able to negotiate faster. That's number one. So when there's like an information that we need, because I think sometimes we don't have all the information. It's really the client that will feed the gap. So if there's like data that we need, he can just easily pull it out and then just use that information for negotiation. I think that's number one.
Yeah, I would like to compare that with our experience earlier. Mm-hmm. So we went to another vendor for another brand this morning, and they wanted us to approve a certain hardware for that product. And what we could do is we just have to send that picture, the video, the explanation to the owner so that we get an approval as soon as possible. But the morning of China time, we're sure that he's not online because it's nighttime in the US. So we have to wait until tonight for him to for the decision. So I think that's the number one that I hear you're saying is that it's faster, quicker in terms of
So just for example, like we were negotiating with the cost. So we are targeting a certain percentage, right? But on the spot, like when we heard the client, for example, said that, oh no, not the client, the vendor said that from 2 point something dollars, she can bring it down to 1 point something, and it's like 3% already. And on the spot, the client decide that's okay. So for us, the team, if there's the client's not with us, we'll still like think and get approval from the client.
I think any savings is going to be accepted.
Yes, for sure. But there's gonna be like
A goal.
yes, a goal, and if that's already acceptable, it's gonna be quick. Like the approval from the client, since he or she was with us. So that's one. Also, I feel like the vendor is more excited to see with the owner, and that's also like the secondary more. I'm not saying that during our visit, we didn't experience a good, accommodation or treatment, but it's totally different when the owner of the business is with us, because the discussion, the plans in the future is more like more open. Yes, there's more discussions in terms of for the next year, for the succeeding years. So yeah, I think that's number.
I think it's more of like the owner sharing the plan and the target for future or forecast.
Yes,
which excites the vendor because they know that there is a continuous business or growth in that business.
Because for me, that's really what strikes me, because I can really compare. Before, I need to report back and then get an approval. Now on the spot, we close the deal, like just sitting down after the tour. We had a sit down meeting, and then on the spot, okay, 3% is okay. We'll wait for your pricing, like updated pricing, and then can close. Even the lead times, for example, on the spot, they can actually answer you like it is 30-day lead time. Can we still improve the 30-day lead time? And then like I feel like when they see the client with us, they can feel the need more compared to just us negotiating. So yeah, so it was really a fast and efficient way of negotiating, discussing terms with them.
April, how about the planned tour with a client? So like starting from the first step up to the last step, what's your experience having a tour with?
I think it's convenient when the client is with us, especially when the client have concern in terms of the product. So the client able to discuss directly to the supplier, to the vendor, the concerns of this products, and also he even showed how to clean properly.
Yes.
So that's one thing that he even showed how to brush,
demonstrate the actual way of like the way he wants the product to be cleaned, or the way he wants the product, the packaging of the product, or any improvement that he thinks on the spot.
Yes,
he can easily request. Yeah, for example, I just want to share. He saw like the packaging. He wants, like, when we went to the factory, he saw some opportunity of having recyclable materials instead of the foam. So on the spot, he requested, like, can I have a sample of this? So if that's not part of the plan, it was not part of the plan initially. Like, we don't have it in our list, but on the spot, he can think of ways, creative ways to improve his product, because that's his product, right? So yeah.
Also, the customer complaints in the product, like some dents or color. Yeah, so he was able to try, able to fix, and also those that was not passed with the inspection. So the client able to say what is approved and what is not.
Yes, you
So
can easily decide.
yeah, so that's very helpful with the client during the.
I think what's also helpful in our end is that we can show our client how critical or how complex the production. Like it's easy to say it's reject, that's reject when he's in the US and the production is here, he's not seeing the complexity of the production. So it's two-way street that when we want to check the capabilities of our vendors, we also want to explain or give learnings or knowledge to our clients that it's not just from point A to point B right away. There are different steps. There are different processes for every steps. There are different QA production team member for every steps, and seeing that can give the client the idea that it's not a very easy process. And so probably he'll be more fast. Yeah. And also fast in approving PO, knowing that the entire lead time is not just the production side, but you have to give lead time for the production to schedule the production, or the mass production. And then you have to set aside few days for QA for doing different things. So that's, again, I think one of the advantage of seeing the actual production is the idea. Yeah.
Understand the whole process better.
Yes. So I understand that visiting China can be very challenging in the beginning. Visa, time zone, you don't want to get away from your daily work that grows your business, and also flight. It's a lot of work. I would suggest that at least once a year, or at least if you haven't seen your vendors or in few years now, at least visit once. It's going to make a difference. And then you can opt to get a service like this, like what we're offering, to continue with the relationship with your vendors. But again, if time will not permit, then we can do it for you. But also we encourage that once in a year, or if you haven't been here, you should come and you should see your production and meet your vendors, meet the people who are doing your products, because it's very important.
Yeah.
Right?
I think we can also discuss like the advantage of having our team with the client.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So we discussed like what's the advantage of having the client with us.
Yeah.
Now the advantage of having a move team with a client during the visit. So this is like my realization also, because this is the first time, right? So I felt and I thought that we are really of value in terms of negotiations, because sometimes the tendency is, if the client, of course, the vendors is, they're very accommodating, and sometimes we lose track of the points that we will be discussing during the meeting. So sometimes they will be out of track, or we'll just skip one agenda or topic. So I think what the advantage of having a move team with you is we will stick with the goal.
Yeah.
We will not stop until we discuss all the things that's in our agenda. So just for an example, we had our lunch and we're supposed to go back for a sit-down meeting, and then suddenly it's like 3 p.m. already, and we had to go back because it's gonna be so traffic. And so we realized, okay, sure, we can go back. And then we didn't allow that. So we had to go back to the office, and we had to sit down and discuss the pricing. And we made negotiations and we were able to close the deal. So I think that's what one of the most important things, like focus on the goal. Sometimes you can be distracted or just easily lose track what's the agenda for the day. So that's our job to make sure that we achieve our targets on a daily. So, and I think the client appreciated that, because after our discussion, because he's so willing to just go back and rest because it's gonna be so traffic. But I think after our meeting, he even said that it was a good call, because if not, then we were not able to, you know, close the deal.
So the usual process is that we tour the factory. We video the process from step one to the start to finish. We ask all the questions related to production during that tour. As much as possible, when we're doing the visit, we hope that there's a production of the actual product. But if not, if it's a similar product, that's okay too. But at the same time, we make sure that there's a sit-down meeting before or after that tour, so that we can discuss different negotiations and ask our questions. So I'd like to share with you the most important questions to ask during the sit-down meeting, because we've been doing the actual meeting, and then we have new members with us, and so we want them to learn from us, and we want you to learn from us as well if you're doing the visit yourself. So in no particular order, we discuss all the time the first is the unit cost and how we want to lower down the cost. And before we even negotiate anything, we prepare beforehand. We don't just go there and say, from $3, make it 2.5. We should have data. Why we want to reduce the cost? Where are our data coming from? What's the effect and the impact of the reduction of the cost for us? What growth will we achieve as a brand if we get their support to lower down the cost? Data is very important, and we prepare ahead of time, like a week before. We understand, we know the numbers. And we research, we have alternative sourcing vendors as well. So we know what they offer. And if we find an offer that is lower than the existing, we make sure that they know. That's actually the leverage of our negotiation, is when we do a lot of sourcing, so that we have an idea what other plants, what other vendors offer. And then the lead time, we make sure that the step-by-step process is being discussed. Like, for example, it's not just 30 days lead time. We want to understand what's happening in the 30 days, so that we can adjust, or we can give like an idea or suggestion on how to improve the other process, because we should know what's happening and how our product is being produced. So first is scheduling your production, making sure that the raw materials are complete. They receive the PO, we issue the PO, they wait for our deposit to be accredited in their account, and then they schedule our production. They don't produce the day after they receive the PO. That's impossible. They have to check what's in the production run right now. When can we slot that production, and what's the raw material status? Are we complete? Do we have to order? If you need to order, how many days? Like, how many days is the materials ordering? So those, and then the steps of production, which there are multiple steps. One important thing that we made sure we emphasize during this trip is to understand what's outsourced and what's not.
That's a totally different ballgame when you have to outsource. So there's gonna be more. Of course, you have to ship the product to the other plant and bring it back. So it might be short in terms of lead time for the specific process. For example, 1 to 2 days for this specific process to be outsourced. But of course, there's back and forth of products. Of course, the quality check. We have to make sure that when you transport the products, the products is not being compromised. So those are the things that we make sure we catch whenever we have to do the plant tour and identify each process, and each process should have like specific number of days to be finished, for example.
Yeah. Don't get us wrong when we say that we make sure that we know what's outsourced and what's not. Outsourcing is not a bad thing. Outsourcing sometimes makes the helpful and makes the production easier and more effective, in the sense that earlier when we went to a vendor to visit, they are the expert in leather.
Yes, the raw materials, right?
More than 15 years of expertise. It has been a family business of leathers here in China. Their leathers are very high quality, and they outsource the printing over the leather, and they outsource the cutting. So in the first glance or top of conversation, we think that there's a lot of outsourcing for this vendor, and it might not be a good sign. Like, there are vendors that we've seen yesterday. We've seen a vendor that can do
Everything in
everything in one plant. They can cut, they can do the silk screen right in their plant, and then they can do the sewing. 3 processes: cutting, printing, sewing, packing in one plant. However, the quality of the leather is not as good as the one that we went to earlier. So it's weighing and then understanding what is best, or the best fit strategy for your company. Do you want a high quality leather? And so let's order from client B or vendor B, who has a very high quality leather, and thus to outsourcing steps. Do you want the cheaper one? The cheaper one will definitely, the vendor A will definitely give us a cheaper one, because they have everything in one room. It's actually a very small room, but it has all the process. But again, it depends. What is the goal?
Yeah.
What is the goal?
Just to add in that, sometimes when we do outsource, we can get cheaper prices. Why? Because we're using a bigger plant to do that. So they have the volume already, and they can give you lower cost for the specific process. And so we can add that to the total cost, and it will bring down the cost. I think that's also my takeaway, because I thought, okay, when you outsource, you have to maybe pay more whatsoever, but sometimes they can get better pricing. They don't have any overhead. They don't have people to do that in their plant. So they can just easily tap third-party partner that can give them better pricing because it's volume, volume that they're getting.
In supply chain, it's a huge work. It's a requirement to always assess make or buy, which is cheaper, making or buying it. So the strategy is not always making it is cheaper. Sometimes outsourcing it is going to be a lot helpful. I would like to discuss one more topic before we invite some of our team members here. So that's one key takeaway that we have. But I want you to discuss trader and direct manufacturer, because I really wanted to discuss this topic. I haven't had the time to record my thoughts on this, but a lot of you business owners are very scared of traders. And when you source, you avoid the traders. And before you avoid them, I want you to listen to what they have to say, because you might be missing out on the savings that can be very helpful for your bottom line. So again, trader, what's the pros and cons versus direct manufacturer, and why do we have to lean on the trader sometimes? So
you want to share?
I think I have one supplier that they really avoiding the traders. So
one client. Yeah, we have one client that avoids trader.
So when
trader allergy. Yes.
So when I visited in China, so I learned more about trading or trader company. So we have one vendor visited that they don't have their personal sales manager.
Their internal
sales. Internal sales. Yeah. They have partnered with traders. So that's why I explained with our client why this trader is more cheaper compared with a custom manufacturer. So that's one thing that we could emphasize, that not all trader are expensive.
sometimes, so as April said, sometimes they don't have
Yeah.
the internet.
It's like a structure, the company structure. We're pushing for like, can we just go directly to you and just give us better pricing? No, because the way they do things, they really have the traders working for them. That's really their structure, and those traders make money for them, right? So the traders will get more clients and more clients, and that volume, once they pass it into the manufacturer, then the manufacturer can give them lower costs. So they pass it into to our clients. So I think this is like more on the clarification and about the trader, how do you call it? Like their
Trader
image, the image that they have when you say trader higher price. No, not always, not always, not always.
But another part is the volume advantage. A trader can get more volume than you. So if you're ordering 1,000 pieces and your trader has five clients in 1,000 pieces each, then the leverage of their cost is high. Just like that's one of the Move supply chain's value proposition is we leverage the volume.
Yeah.
We have the reason why we were able to visit, accommodate a lot of clients right now is because for example, in our packaging visits, we leverage our different clients who needs packaging. And so we get cheaper price. We get the lower price and then we pass that on to our clients. That's why we get savings. That's why our clients get savings for us. Same thing with traders. If they have the volume leverage, then they can get cheaper prices as compared to your 1,000 pieces. So that's how it works. So I think it's always a good step to source. I know you don't have time. That's why
We're here.
we're here. But if you can't, you don't need the support yet, what we would suggest is to keep sourcing, compare, gather data, and then compare before you decide on passing on trader support or going to a direct manufacturer. Because another example is we have a client who works directly with a manufacturer, and the communication in English is not very strong, and it really gives them a hard time communicating. And so instead of saving, it ended up costing more because they weren't able to order the products on time. Communication is very delayed. A lot of miscommunication has happened. So then they don't have the English speaker in terms of the sales in their company. So it ended up being more costly than savings.
Just want to emphasize on the part where a smooth supply chain team can leverage. This is a very straightforward negotiation that we did with the vendor. So it helped when I said that we have potential clients for them. Because when we did, like, for example, the plant visit, we saw that there are more Move clients that can benefit, can actually use their products, or that match, right? So the potential is really high, and so they're very excited. So given that we can give more clients to them, it's a win-win situation, right? Give us a discount, give us the cost that we need, and we can recommend more clients for you.
Yeah. All right. So I would love to call our team members who are with us. We're not complete. We're missing two team members, but in this trip, last trip, it's just me and Glyza. This trip, we are like 10 members, and we brought along our sourcing specialists and our designers. So it's easy to discuss, and also for us to divide and conquer the many vendors that we have to visit. So if you can come over, show your faces, and then squeeze in.
Okay.
We wanted to show their faces.
Let's introduce them.
Yeah. So, contestant number 1.
So we have all boys here. Come here, Juno. Juno's here.
Yeah.
She's one of our sourcing specialists.
Yeah, so Juno is one of our sourcing specialists, also a member of the more staffing.
We have
Jay, contestant number
two. Is also our new product development
I think
lead.
you can,
Sorry, Matt. So Jay is our new product development lead, is also doing sourcing. She's
End to end.
end to end. Yes. And lastly, we have Glenn. You can sit.
So our designer.
Designer and also our packaging.
And oh, actually, I think you learned a lot of sourcing in this trip.
Yes,
I learned a lot.
He
I
can
learned
do a lot of sourcing in this
I
trip.
can replace the role now. Responsibility.
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
Next year, Lara, he will not be joining.
Yeah,
anyone.
yeah, we were talking about it earlier that next season we will not be here. I think it's a team. Yeah.
This is like training.
McCoy is being trained to be a packaging engineer, so it's a very good opportunity for a lot of our clients who doesn't have an artist and then planning to improve their packaging. Now at least we have a packaging engineer. So I think one question each for you is that how was your experience doing the visit so far?
The visit.
Because we were not bullying them. We were not bullying the juniors. Initiation. That is initiation. So how was your experience so far? Juno, yours.
I am Juno.
The most mistreated.
The first day was rough because I was alone. And
The visit.
yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Not the first day. That's the first day.
Second day.
The second day was fun because it's my first time here in China, so I was excited to meet the vendors, and I'm happy that I was talking with them personally.
Yeah.
Because it is different while when we are chatting with them.
Yes.
It is easier to talk with them personally. Even if we need sometimes a translation app,
Yes.
it's much easier. And we can negotiate much faster. So as for example, when I'm with April a while ago and
They
other
went to a
client,
different client. We went to a different vendor.
the vendor was suggesting a price of 350, but at 355, but April is fast, so she suggested maybe she
We will not cut this.
No cuts. No.
suggested.
I think that's why he do that, because we keep on saying never we go out whenever we meet someone. She's here. Thank you.
Even a 5 cents per piece
It's a big difference.
discount, it's a big difference when we get a big order.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I think the advantage of seeing the owner of the vendor or the owner of the company, it's very easy to negotiate when you meet with them. So as compared to
Decision makers.
when you chat in Alibaba or WeChat, you talk to the sales team. But in person meeting, going to their factory, they appreciate that time and effort that we put into this. They directly communicate with the owner, and then so negotiation is easier. Decision makers are the key to an effective and quick, very quick negotiation. So moving to the one who studied Mandarin before going to China, our new product development lead, Jay.
Oh, she, Jay. But yeah, based on my experience with the visits, one of the most striking difference between messaging them through online and meeting them in person is some of their products, usually they don't usually show it to us through online. But sometimes when we go to their showroom or to their factory,
That's a
sometimes
good angle. That's a very good angle. Yeah.
we manage to see a lot of new products, especially for me as a new product lead. I tend to find new possible products for our clients. So when we went to their factory, sometimes they have this new product that hasn't been
Out yet.
doesn't even in their brochures yet or catalog, but they're already making some of those products already. So going there, seeing it, how they produce it, and more or less when we show our interest with those things, we usually get a good deal with them with regards to the new products being shown in the factory. But other than that, yeah, because when we went to the knives and the pens, there's a lot of products that are available. Like we thought that these are the only products that they've been selling, but they have some medical grade scissors. They have this for pens and mounting clips or something, or plies or something. So they have a lot of those things. With regards to packaging, when we went there as well, we didn't know that they're selling this circular packaging as well. So that's a very good experience that I have being as a new product development lead for our clients.
All right. So I think we can connect Canton Fair to that because we visited phase 1 and phase 2. And what's important for our team in Move Supply Chain is that we are always on top of the latest, or what's latest and what's new in China. Because even there are other people who think that China is not a good quality source of products. It's the opposite, where a lot of factories here are cutting edge factories, machines coming from Europe. So it's just placing the manufacturing here because of the leveraging the cheaper labor and the space that they have. So understanding what can be produced here in China, the tools, the machines that they have, it's very important for us so that we can transfer that or recommend that to our clients, that we have to keep sourcing and keep developing new products. So McCoy is our artist, and I think I wanted to hear a different angle. We heard different angles between Juno and Jay having a different expertise as well, but McCoy is a designer and he's been to a lot of packaging vendors that we have, and also other vendors. So
yeah, when it came to plant visits, it's really an eye opener for me. It made me realize how important the roles that these guys have. So from brokering deals, from closing them, choosing the right manufacturer, the materials, the processes, the way they do the communications from the manufacturer to the client. It's really astonishing. It was really a very immersive experience, seeing step one to the end product. So on the design perspective, I was exposed to different designs, and there's a certain stigma that that now I am now disbelieving, is that when someone mentions China, there are certain stigmas that, it's not good quality, cheap looking, like that. But when I saw certain factories and the qualities, the products that they manufactured, so world class, and I think that's why we're here. So we're here in China just not because they're the cheapest, but we are here to visit how they do their quality work, and from there we could easily translate it from our spreadsheets, from our drawing tables, from our design softwares. I can easily translate it into an actual product because of my of better understanding the product that's being made here in China. So yes, it's really an eye-opener, and I'm really glad to be a part of this team. And yeah, such a wonderful moment for each of us.
So
It's okay.
don't cry. It was a great experience. I think we will record one more time before we leave. We have 10 more days here.
Yeah.
We're away from our family for a very long time. But I think that we are going to learn more. As we visit and as we participate in Canton Fair, we learn more. We will share everything that we're going to learn. We've discussed two major topics today, and I think that's going to be very helpful in your decision making. And I think the team also learned a lot that they can translate to you as their client. We are very happy to be here. Thank you guys for being in China with me, with us. Because last time it's just me and Glenn.
Yeah. Thank you for accepting the challenge and passing the initiation.
They passed the initiation. So thank you, and we will update you more to come in our stay here in China.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Appreciate it.